Now we discuss about rectification. What do you mean by rectification? The process of converting AC into DC is called rectification. Why there is a need of rectification? Take one example. If you want to charge a mobile, then you require a constant DC voltage, not an AC voltage. So for which you have to convert AC into DC. Now a circuit which converts AC into DC, that is called a rectifier. But actually a rectifier will convert AC into pulsating DC. There are two types of rectifiers. One is called half wave rectifier, HWR, and second one is called full wave rectifier, FWR. There are two types of full wave rectifiers. One is called center tap full wave rectifier and second one is called bridge rectifier. This is a circuit diagram of a half wave rectifier which consists of a transformer first of all. Now why use a transformer? Because normally the DC voltage required will be say 5 volt or 8 volt or 10 volt or 20 volt to the maximum. But how much voltage you are applying? You are applying a AC voltage. So in India it is 230 volt RMS. So if you directly convert AC of 230 volt to a lesser DC value, lot of power will be wasted. So to decrease the power loss, first we are decreasing the AC voltage to a lesser value, and from that we are getting the DC value. So that is why a transformer is used and a diode is used to rectify the AC signal. And here this is the load. What is this load? Load is anything which consumes the DC voltage. Let it be a mobile charger, or if you want to connect any electronic circuit, let us say an amplifier. So you connect the amplifier or any electronic gadget which uses the DC voltage here, and the equivalent is written in the form of a resistance that is called as a load resistor. Now how this half wave rectifier works? We divide the explanation into two parts. One is what happens in the positive half cycle. See here. In the positive half cycle, if I write this as A and this as B, and this is here B and this is A, B is the reference to take the DC voltage. So B is common for AC and DC here, this one. So B will be taken as the reference. Now in the positive half cycle, see this is the signal and A is at higher potential compared to B. See B is 0 volt and A is this much voltage. So A will be at higher potential, B will be at lower potential. So we write 0 as lower potential. Now what about the diode? Diode behave as a closed switch. So I close this. This is the behavior of a diode because the diode become forward bias now. Because A is positive, B is negative. So the diode become forward bias and act as a closed switch. Now the current flows through the load and hence we get the output. How much is the output we are getting? See, if you see, the load resistor and this are in parallel. Therefore, whatever the voltage we get here, that is a secondary voltage, will be available across the load. So, if I write here, in the positive half cycle, the input voltage is this and this is the output voltage with Vm. This is the peak value. Now what happens in the negative half cycle? Now see this diagram here. In the negative half cycle, see this is the input signal, this is negative. Now this is A and this is B, and A is now at lower potential compared to B. A is at lower potential, B is at higher potential, therefore D becomes reverse bias. Therefore, it acts as an open switch. If the diode acts as open switch, now no current flows through RL. Therefore, what is the output voltage across RL? That is 0. So, in the negative half cycle, the output voltage is 0. And again, in the next half cycle, positive voltage this. Now, this is not a DC. This is called pulsating DC. Why this is called as pulsating DC? This is neither AC nor DC. This consists of both AC and DC. See, it is a variation. Variation represents the AC. But it is unidirectional. It doesn't go to negative. So, it is a characteristics of a DC. So, this signal consists of both AC and DC. That is why the output is called as a pulsating DC. Now, why this is called as half wave rectifier? You can see here, the current flows only in one half cycle of the input signal. The current will not flow in this cycle. That is why it is called a half wave rectifier. Now, in the output of the pulsating DC, what is the frequency? If this is having a particular frequency f, the output frequency also f, because there is no change in the frequency. This waveform consists of both AC and DC. Now we'll derive the expression for the amount of DC. So expression for amount of DC or average, V average. Now how we derive the expression for the average value? What is the general expression for the average value? So you take many number of samples, you add them, and finally you divide by those many number of samples. Now here the sample is nothing but the function. What is the function? It is Vm sin omega t. So this is Vm sin omega t. This is the function. So now you have to add. From where to where you have to add? You have to add from 0 to t. This is 0, this is t by 2, and this is t. So from 0 to t, you integrate. Next, how divide by the number of samples. So divided by the total distance or the time period, that is t. So this is the expression for the average value. So this is dt. So 0 to t integration 0 to t Vm sin omega t divided by t into dt. Now this will be equal to, see, from here to here only the function is having a value, that is Vm sin omega t. So I'll write this as 0 to t by 2 Vm sin omega t divided by t. But from here to here it is not having any value, so therefore it will be 0 into dt. This is the expression. Now you integrate. So Vm is the peak value, so this will be equal to Vm divided by t into integration of sin omega t, that is equal to minus cos omega t divided by omega from 0 to t by 2. So this will be equal to Vm divided by t into omega you bring here. What is omega? Omega is 2 pi by t, because omega is equal to, this is the angular frequency, this is 2 pi f, f is equal to 1 by t. Therefore omega is equal to 2 pi by t into, here it is minus cos 2 pi by t, that is omega, into t from 0 to t by 2. Now this will be equal to, here tt get cancelled. Now this will be equal to minus Vm divided by 2 pi into, now apply the limits, cos 2 pi by t into t is t by 2 minus cos 0. This is equal to minus Vm divided by 2 pi, tt get cancelled, 2 get cancelled, so cos pi is minus 1 minus cos 0 is 1. Now, therefore, this will be equal to Vm divided by pi. So, this is the DC value or the average value of the DC voltage of a half wave rectifier. Now, we will derive the expression for the amount of AC. Amount of AC is represented by RMS value. Now, what do you mean by RMS value? RMS value is nothing but root mean square. What do you mean by root mean square? See, if there are three values, let us say I1, I2 and I3, so the root mean square of this will be first root, that is root mean square, that is I1 square plus I2 square plus I3 square divided by 3. This is the root mean square. But in the half wave rectifier, the values are not given, the function is given. So what is the root mean square of that function? That is, we write Vrms of a half wave rectifier, that is equal to square root of mean square. So you add all the values with the square. So that is, it is Vm square sine square omega t divided by the value is over the cycle, you take the RMS. And here how you take the mean, that is from 0 to t. Now to simplify this, I'll write this as Vrms square, that is equal to Vm square into sine square omega t divided by t from 0 to t dt. This is equal to now Vm square divided by t, you take it from outside, and 0 to t, sine square omega t is nothing but 1 minus cos 2 omega t divided by 2. This is equal to Vm square divided by, you take this outside, 2 into t into integration of a constant, that is 1, that is t, minus sine 2 omega t divided by 2 omega from 0 to now, not t here, it is t by 2, because in a half wave rectifier the current flows only in a 1/2 cycle, so everywhere, sorry, it is t by 2. So here also t by 2. So it is from 0 to t by 2. Now this is equal to Vm square divided by 2t into, now apply the limit, upper limit first, that is t by 2 minus sine 2, what is omega? Omega is again 2 pi by t into this t is equal to t by 2. I have skipped one step here, divided by 2 into omega. Omega is 2 pi by t minus, now apply the lower limit. When you apply the lower limit, it will be 0, because t equal to 0 here, 0 minus sine 2 omega t, that is also 0, so it will be 0. So here this is the value. Now this will be equal to Vm square divided by 2t into t by 2 into this 2 goes, t goes, minus sine 2 pi divided by 4 pi by t. This is equal to Vm square divided by 2t into sine 2 pi is 0, therefore it is t by 2. This is, therefore RMS value is equal to, this t get cancelled, V, and this is RMS square, that is equal to Vm square divided by 4. Therefore Vrms, that is equal to Vm square by 2. So it is not Vm square by Vm by root 2, it is Vm by 2 in the case of a half wave rectifier. Now this is the output voltage of a half wave rectifier. This is T, this is V, this is Vm. Now there is a variation in the output voltage. These variations in the output voltage are called as ripples. Now the percentage of these ripples in a pulsating DC, that is called as ripple factor. Now we'll derive the expression for the ripple factor. We write this as small r. What is the ripple factor? Ripple factor is the ratio of RMS component of the output divided by average value. Average value is nothing but the DC value. Now we'll see what is the RMS value of the output. Now if you see this waveform consists of both AC as well as DC. So if I write I, that is the total current, that is equal to IAC plus IDC. Now this is the AC component, this is the DC component, this is the total current. Therefore from this I can write this IAC, that is the AC component, the current is equal to I minus IDC. Now this is the AC component. Now what is the RMS value of this AC component? IAC RMS, that is equal to, so you know from the previous derivation the general expression for the RMS value, that is I minus IDC whole square divided by T from 0 to T. First I will derive the expression in general. I will not write it as T by 2, it is T. Later we will approximate this to with respect to the half wave rectifier. Now this is equal to, this is dt, 0 to T square root of I square minus 2I into IDC plus IDC square, A minus B whole square, divided by T dt. So I can split this, that is equal to 1 by T, I will take outside, into 0 to T I square dt plus, I will write this, anyway, 1 by T into IDC square dt minus 1 by T into integration 0 to T 2I into IDC dt. This is equal to, now what is this? I square dt divided by T 0 to T integration, that is nothing but the RMS value. So this is square root of, this is I RMS square plus 1 by T into IDC square. IDC is a constant, you cannot integrate, so IDC square into T from 0 to T if I apply. Now this becomes T minus, this is 2 you take outside, IDC you take outside because IDC is a constant, 2 IDC divided by T into 0 to T I. This is nothing but DC value again, average value. So average value is Vm sin omega t divided by T 0 to T. So here instead of sin omega t there is I. So therefore it is the DC value. So it is IDC. Now this is equal to, so here TT get cancelled. This is under the root I RMS square plus IDC square minus, here there is no T, minus 2 IDC square. So this is equal to now square root of I RMS square minus IDC square. So what is this? This is nothing but RMS value or RMS component of the output. Therefore, what is the ripple factor? Therefore, ripple factor, that is equal to the ratio of RMS value, that is I RMS square minus IDC square divided by the average value. What is the average value? Average value will be IDC. Now you can rewrite this as square root of I IRMS square minus IDC square divided by IDC square, because I have taken the under root here. This is equal to I'll write here under the root IRMS square divided by IDC square minus 1. This is a general expression for the ripple factor. Now, in the case of a half wave rectifier, right here, what is the RMS value? IRMS, that is equal to Im by 2, and IDC, that is equal to Im divided by pi. If you substitute this, it will turn to be 1.21. The ripple factor will be 1.21 for a half wave rectifier. Now, what do you mean by ripple factor is 1.21? Here, see, ripple factor is the ratio of RMS component of the output divided by the average value. If the ratio is more than 1, then the AC component, that is the numerator, will be more, that is the AC component will be more. That is actually one disadvantage of a half wave rectifier, and the AC component will be more than the DC component. Now we will derive the expression for the efficiency. What is efficiency? Efficiency is nothing but the ratio of DC power to input AC power. Input AC power. Now, what is the DC power? DC power is I DC square into RL, because P is equal to I square into RL, divided by what is the AC power. See, in the case of a half wave rectifier, this is a half wave rectifier, AC current flows like this. In the positive half cycle, this is the current voltage. So the current flows like this. Now, therefore the power will be, input AC power will be IRMS square into RL plus RF, where RF is the resistance of the diode. So this will be equal to, this is equal to IDC square into RL divided by IRMS square into RL, because RF is very, very small compared to RL, because the forward resistance of the diode is very, very small. So this is equal to, now what is IDC? IDC is Im by pi. Therefore this is equal to Im square divided by pi square divided by IRMS square is Im square divided by 4, because IRMS is Im by 2. This is equal to Im square get cancelled. This is equal to 4 divided by pi square. This is approximately equal to 0.406. So therefore, efficiency, it is represented in terms of percentage, that will be equal to 40.6%. What do you mean by this? Only 40.6% of the AC is converted into DC in a half wave rectifier. Remaining power, that is around 60%, will be wasted.